life! Work besties, welcome back for a workplace mistakes. Things I've done in the workplace, and not me, but work besties within the community. Now that I think of it, I should throw one of my own workplace mistakes in one of these videos. I'm gonna do that next video. Shall we get into it? I have here a list of mistakes that work besties in the community have made at some point in their career. We're gonna read them together, all right? We into it? Let's do it. Mistake numero 1. I accidentally gave away $30,000 worth of diapers for free. I am certain whoever received those was extremely thankful. And you accidentally gave it away for free. I'm curious, is the accident in the room with us right now? How did you do that? How did you do that? I'm an engineer. I burned up a device 2 seconds before I was going on stage to demo it to a crowd of 500 people. What was the device? I would love to know what that device was. And it burned up, like just fried it up. And how did you deal with that? Did you have a backup device? That is extremely stressful. Reading this stresses me out, this one. Oh my goodness. I didn't upload the correct documents for a 1.1 million euro grant. It was rectified. Okay, so you corrected your mistake. No harm, no foul. We all forget to attach the documents sometimes, you know. I accidentally threw the outgoing mail in a public trash next to the mailbox. Was there anything important in there? And did you have to, dive in to go get it? Or were you just like, not my problem. Not dealing with this, not today. I forgot to give a bouquet to a bride and she walked down the aisle without flowers. If she really wanted flowers, I can imagine that was probably uncomfy, but I've seen actually some weddings lately where the bride didn't have flowers walking down the aisles, and I quite liked it. So maybe you started a little trend there. Maybe you gave her something she didn't know she wanted, which is priceless. I hope that was the outcome. I ordered $250,000 worth of the wrong product, but no one cares because they knew it would sell. That just seems like good strategy to me. You're like, I know how we can make us more. I will just buy a ton more so we can sell more. The mistake's not in the room with us. Leaving a great team for a bigger salary without trying to negotiate my current salary with the manager. That's a good one. I feel like when you work with really great people, if you had to compare working with a phenomenal team to making a little bit more money, but not a great team, that's hard. People make the job. I truly do believe that the people you work with are so impactful to the job. And so if you have another offer, try and negotiate your current salary to see if there's a way that you can stay, because maybe you do have, financial constraints that you're dealing with in your personal life that you need a little bit more for, so you don't necessarily have that decision or option to be able to stay at your current salary. But definitely, always ask. If you never ask, the answer is always no. During an executive search, I told the wrong candidate with a very similar name that he was going through to round 2 when it was supposed to be somebody else. I feel like in this I would have just been like, both of you, you're going around 2, congratulations, and just pretend it never happened and that there was no mistake to be found. Curious how you handled that one. I almost forgot the O in count in a memo that was going to be reviewed by 6 people. Good catch before you sent that. I missed a court deadline. Ooh. Best case, we fix it. Worst case, it cost the company $500,000. We're all hoping the best case for you. Let me know when that solves itself out. And if it's the worst case, maybe don't let me know, but I'm rooting for you. I farted in an online meeting without muting my mic. Was it audible in the meeting, 1, and 2, did anyone say anything? Those are 2 very important follow-up questions. Reply all instead of forward to my work bestie, complete with snarky commentary. In a reply all. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I need to know how that one played out. I am uncomfy. That is uncomfy. Okay, next one. I prioritized work over home life. I think this is extremely relatable for many of us in our careers. And there's moments where, work demands more energy from you at certain seasons of life, absolutely. But prioritizing it fully over home life, you never really get that time back. I think as many of us grow older, it's easier to realize what you prioritize in life and what's important to you. That's a hard one. I CC'd a VP on an email about how hard it was to get them to do anything. Did they start doing something? Did they respond? Did they acknowledge it? I feel like this potentially could have opened up a good constructive conversation. Could have also just gone the opposite way and put you a little bit of a target on your back, but I'm hoping the first way. I'm hoping it started to spark some conversations that maybe needed to be had. I charged a 4 a.m. Uber ride and fast food to the company card. I assume this wasn't work related. You weren't just like working until 4 a.m. or, at a company social that ended at 4 a.m. Probably not. Okay. Actually, fun fact, in the past, I have accidentally charged personal purchases to my company card, and it was an easy fix and no one really bat an eye. Been there, done that. I changed the image of a huge press release into a cat who drinks hot cocoa by accident. And that went live? Just a cat drinking hot cocoa? How different of a release or conversation was the press than a cat? How far off are we going here? Are we talking about super businessy things and it's just a cat drinking a cocoa? Or is this article make time for yourself during your workday while working from home. Make your favorite cup of cocoa, and then it's a cat with a cocoa, because that could have, you could have been like, yeah, that was intentional. Okay. I asked for oh gosh. I was like, you asked for a what? I asked for an annual report instead of an annual report from my colleague. And did they provide one? That is the real question here. I sent $1 million wire to the wrong person. $1 million wire. How is it the wrong person? Do you not have to go through multiple checkpoints to be like, yep, verified, this is the right person, verified again, someone else comes in, they're like, yep, this is going to the correct person. Did you get the money back? Oh, that seems like it could have been a bit of a headache, As an intern at a radio station, I accidentally turned off the main computer and the radio went off the air. Whoops. Should have been labeled. If you turn it off, it goes off the air. I shipped parts to the wrong Georgia. They were supposed to go to the country and not the state. Whoops-a-daisy. I sent a client a quote which contained my company's internal costs for the project. You know what? I've been sent from a company their internal costs for a project, and then they rescinded it, and then they were like, oh no, that's it. I'm okay with that. I understand that there's a markup. I think everyone kind of does. So it's kind of cool to see the markup. It didn't bother me any. I was like, oh, you're educating me at the same time. Thank you. I appreciate that. Running after money and not work-life balance. Yeah, I think, for some, money is very motivating. And I mean, for many people, money is motivating because you have to afford to live. When you start prioritizing money past the point of where you're already living comfortably within the money that you're currently making, and you keep chasing and you want more and more and more and more, it's like this need, it's like that scarcity kind of mindset of just it's never enough. You just need so much more constantly. I think that can be so detrimental in so many different areas of your life, regardless of just money. It's just this over consumption, this need for more and more, and never being satisfied with kind of where you are and what you have. When you're at a position where you're able to meet the needs of your life and live your life in a way that you want to, not prioritizing the work-life balance of it and actually being able to enjoy that life. Because if you're running after the money so much, chances are you're not actually enjoying the money you're getting or being able to spend it and enjoy it in a way in your personal life that makes sense. I think that can be quite a sad story after time. You're running, expecting to get to the end of this race, the end of this goal of when I make this much money, I'm gonna be happy, and chances are you never get there because that number keeps changing. But if you ever do get there, it's lonely because you're like, well, great, I have money, and what else? That's a hard one. Broken upwards of $20,000 piece of research equipment when I knocked it off the table. It's not funny. Yikes. That's, ooh, 20,000. That's an expensive piece of equipment. You just knocked it off the table. In my mind, I'm like, $20,000 piece of equipment should be very heavy. How easy was that to knock off the table, or was it not heavy and it's just a careless, it needs a cushion or some sort of protective helmet on it? Forwarding the wrong benefits plan to a team in Italy who didn't receive them. They went on strike. I feel like that is total compensation transparency right there, and you're doing the Lord's work and you didn't even know it. And I'm sure that's not how the company felt on your end. They're probably a little bit upsetty spaghetti about that, but I also feel like it for the team in Italy who wasn't receiving them when the whole team in a different country was. I feel like that's important information that they should have been aware of. So, high five to you. Had the CEO, CFO, COO, and VP show up at a hotel, but I booked the wrong one and it was full. And how did they resolve that problem? I guess you probably also had to help resolve that problem. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Whoops. I cashed a fraudulent check while I worked at the bank. Did you know it was fraudulent? Were you like, oh, fraudulent check, let me cash it? Or was it, oh, this looks all good and I follow my checks and balances and cashed it, and then later on they're like, it's fraudulent. And you're like, oops. I assume that's the one. That would have been a good check then if it got past you. So, the end. Well, that is all we have for workplace mistakes today, work besties. If you want to see more videos like this, there are plenty more mistakes where that came from. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for being part of this community, and I'll see you soon. Toodaloo. That's a wrap!